7 Min Stories, Exciting Entertainment. The Greatest Casino Heists. True stories of risk and craftiness. Casinos are places of fortune, glamour, and big money. Behind the glittering lights and the clinking of coins, however, lies a darker reality: the constant battle against crime. Despite immense security measures, casinos have often been the target of spectacular heists. These stories recount the most daring and clever robberies where millions were stolen. Immerse yourself in the thrilling tales behind 5 of the greatest casino heists in history. The Stardust Casino Heist, 1992. It was September 7th, 1992, a seemingly ordinary day at the Stardust Casino in Las Vegas. Guests played at the slot machines, the clinking of coins filled the air, and the staff were busy ensuring smooth operations. Among them was Bill Brennan, an unassuming cashier who had worked at the casino for several years. No one suspected that this quiet man would soon make history. At the end of his shift, Brennan left the casino as usual. But this time, he wasn't just carrying his personal belongings. In his bag were chips worth approximately $500,000. Brennan vanished without a trace, leaving no clues or leads behind. Despite intensive investigations and a nationwide manhunt, Bill Brennan was never found. The Stardust Heist remains one of the most mysterious and successful casino thefts of all time. Bill Brennan's story is a strange one. Unlike many other heists, Brennan did not use violence or intimidation. He simply walked away with the money, relying on his position and the trust he had built over the years. His disappearance baffled authorities and intrigued the public. Some speculate that Brennan might have fled the country, while others believe he could be living under a new identity. His ability to disappear without leaving a trail continues to be a point of fascination for law enforcement and crime enthusiasts alike. The Bellagio Casino Heist, 2010. In the early hours of December the 14th, 2010, a man on a motorcycle rode into the Bellagio Casino in Las Vegas. He wore a helmet, a black leather jacket, and sunglasses, a scene that seemed more like something out of an action movie. Armed with a handgun, he demanded the cashier hand over the most expensive chips available. Within just a few minutes, he had seized chips worth $1.5 million and sped off into the night on his motorcycle. The man, later identified as Anthony Carleo, quickly earned the nickname Biker Bandit. However, his success was short-lived. As he attempted to sell the chips, Carleo was apprehended by the police. He confessed to the robbery and was sentenced to a lengthy prison term. The stolen chips, valuable only within the confines of the Bellagio, were rendered practically worthless outside the casino. The heist at the Bellagio was audacious, but it also highlighted the risks involved in stealing casino chips. Unlike cash, chips are difficult to convert into actual money without raising suspicion. Carleo's downfall came when he tried to offload the chips, particularly the high-denomination ones that could only be redeemed at the Bellagio. His arrest was a stark reminder that even the most daring heists can be undone by the complexities of laundering stolen goods. Crown Casino Heist, 2013. The Crown Casino Heist in Melbourne, Australia, was less of a traditional robbery and more of a complex fraud, rooted in cutting-edge technology. An insider at the casino and a player worked together to exploit the casino's surveillance system. The insider provided the player with access to the cameras that captured the dealer's cards in real time. This information was then relayed to the player, allowing him to predict the best cards at the table. In just 8 rounds, the duo managed to win approximately $32 million. However, their luck did not last long. Casino staff quickly noticed the unusual wins and alerted the authorities. Although the money was recovered, the case did not result in criminal charges for the involved parties. The Crown Casino Heist remains one of the largest and most sophisticated casino frauds in history. This heist is remarkable for its reliance on modern technology and insider knowledge. Unlike most casino heists, which often involve physical theft, this crime was carried out almost entirely through digital means. The precision with which the heist was executed indicates a deep understanding of both the casino's operations and the technology used to monitor the games. While the perpetrators were ultimately unsuccessful in keeping their winnings, their method has since become a textbook example of how technology can be used in criminal enterprises. Circus Heist, 1993. In October 1993, Heather Tallchief and Roberto Solis decided to attempt the impossible, robbing the Circus Casino in Las Vegas. Heather, a young woman in her 20s, was the driver of the armored truck that regularly delivered large sums of money to the casino. One morning, she made a fateful decision. Instead of driving the truck to the bank, she took it to a predetermined location where Solis was waiting. Together, they stole nearly $3 million in cash. Heather and Solis went underground, living in hiding while the FBI launched an intense manhunt. Solis remains missing to this day, but Heather surrendered to the authorities 12 years later. She served a prison sentence and was eventually reintegrated into society. The Circus Heist is a prime example of the risky and often tragic consequences of a life on the run. Heather Tallchief's story is a tale of manipulation and regret. Initially drawn into the plan by the charismatic and dangerous Roberto Solis, Heather found herself in over her head. Her decision to turn herself in years later was driven by a desire to provide a better life for her child, who had been born during her years on the run. Heather's case is often cited as an example of how vulnerable individuals can be drawn into criminal activities and the heavy toll that such a life can take on them. The Ritz Casino Heist, 2004. The Ritz Casino in London was the scene of one of the most technically sophisticated heists in modern history. In March 2004, 3 men entered the casino with the intention of manipulating the game. Armed with a laser scanner hidden inside a mobile phone, they analyzed the speed of the roulette ball and the movement of the roulette wheel. Thanks to this advanced technology, they were able to predict the winning numbers with astonishing accuracy. In just a few hours, they had won £1.7 million sterling, equivalent to approximately $2.9 million. However, their success was short-lived. The men were apprehended as they attempted to leave the casino. The British authorities, however, faced a dilemma. The method used by the perpetrators was deemed legal. They were released and the money was retained, making the Ritz Casino Heist one of the most unusual casino robberies of all time. The Ritz Heist was a groundbreaking event that highlighted the intersection of technology and gambling. The use of a laser scanner to predict roulette outcomes was not only innovative, but also legally ambiguous. The case forced casinos to rethink their security measures and adapt to the new technological threats that could undermine their operations. Despite the legal gray area, the heist remains a legendary story in the annals of casino crime, illustrating how the boundaries of legality can be tested in unexpected ways. These 5 stories are a testament to the fact that even the most secure casinos are not immune to the creativity and risk-taking of criminals. Whether through brute force, technological sophistication, or clever manipulation, the casino heists of the past show that the pursuit of wealth and adventure can drive people to extreme actions. But in the end, most of them pay a high price for their crimes, whether through imprisonment or a life on the run. Feel free to follow this channel to avoid missing any new content. Disclaimer: the images are AI generated and are for illustration purposes. The stories on this channel are researched to the best of our knowledge.